Greetings, my name is Shimei, and this is the State of the Campaign for the week of November 3rd, 2013. So the setting for this week's games was as follows. While the factions vying for dominance on the mainland have been fighting tooth and nail to gain ground from their foes, the men of Middenheim have been defending the hastily constructed walls of Demon's Pass. For many months they have repelled Chaos Raiders and been picked away slowly by marauder horsemen and their warhounds, unable to escape their encampment. With supplies running low, it has become now or never for the Empire. Their gates swing wide, and their remaining forces push down the pass with great haste, organized yet urgent. The Empire's movements did not go unnoticed, and the leader of the island's Chaos Warriors understood at last why his gods held him back from destroying the elves and lizardmen as they crossed his territory. He would need his strength to crush this mortal host. The men of the Empire would not stand alone, however, as a single messenger of the dozens sent out requesting aid while they had been trapped made it through to the elves of the island. Having avoided the terrible clutches of chaos, the messenger pleaded with the elves to assist the Empire in running the Chaos Blockade. Recognizing that the addition of another faction of order on the island might tip the scales in the favor of the light, the elves readily accepted and prepared for war. They began marching with all haste to reach the Empire before it was too late, but in order to do so they have to pass through the undead territories, who were their most bitter enemies after the recent Battle of Blood Manor. So the battles were fought first as Chaos vs. Empire and High Elves vs. Undead, with the results being beneficial for the next battle that was to come, which would be a large 2v2 of Order versus Destruction. In short, it was not a good week for Destruction at all, as both Chaos and Undead lost their individual games, and the larger 4-player game. The Strength 4 shooting of the Empire, along with the Lore of Metal, really hurt the Chaos Warriors in their individual games, and neither the Chaos Warriors or the Undead had an answer for the White Lion unit led by the Everqueen with a BSB. It was much too difficult for either force to crack, and so the Undead lost some territory to the Empire. As the Empire broke out of the pass, they captured the southernmost watchtower of the Undead and have turned that into their base of operations. And it's now been occupied by the Empire, and the Empire are back into the campaign. One of the guys was getting tired of the army that he was playing, so for a mix-up, he wanted to play Empire this week. And it's been quite some time since they've actually been in the campaign, so it's a welcome addition to spice up the armies and see how that goes. The Chaos Warriors in their first battle did have a bonus objective to destroy the Empire's steam tank. If they did, it wouldn't arrive in the second battle, and they actually did manage to do that. But even without the steam tank in the second battle, the forces of destruction were still pretty decimated. That's what I've got going on in the background here is a condensed recording of the large battle that we all fought together. And I was quite sad that my undead were not able to defeat any, like the White Lions are just way too much for anything in my army to handle at the moment, besides zombies. Zombies have pretty much as much chance of killing a White Lion as anybody else in my army when they have a 3+ ward save from the Everqueen, and the Everqueen casting High Magic improves their ward save. And with the White Lion's Strength 6 initiative attacks, Strength 5 initiative and Strength 6, or Initiative of 5 and Strength of 6, it's really difficult to deal with. Like, my Knights will still get wounded on 2s and have a 5+ armor save, so they don't want to go into that meat grinder. Not when those White Lions are also stubborn, so even if they do manage to beat them in a combat, they won't run away. Not at Leadership 10 with a reroll. So it's a difficult proposition, but I think the zombies are going to be the answer, at least for me. For Chaos, he could probably just fight them toe-to-toe and hope for the best. Well, as it is, that was the State of the Campaign for November 3rd, 2013. We'll see how the Empire stepping into the fray again will affect the factions on the islands for the coming weeks. Have a good night.